for watching. Today we are going to be making a Halloween wreath. This is the sign that we are going to be using. It says "Which way to the candy." This will be the mesh we are using. It is a 10-inch wide foil mesh. It's got orange, purple, and green in it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to be cutting our mesh. To do this, I'm going to be using my rotary cutter, and I'm going to be cutting 18 pieces cut at the length of 20 inches. I just got done cutting my mesh, and unfortunately my mesh that I received was a little bit shorted. I only got 17 cuts when usually I should get 18 plus a look. Usually this is how much is left over after cutting all 18 pieces, but this was actually my 18th piece, and you can see it's almost just about half the length. It is unfortunate, but it's fine. I can still make it work. For this wreath, I'm going to be doing ruffles. So all I'm gonna do is just fold over a tiny bit of the edge just so it gives a nicer edge. And then I'm going to scrunch my fingers all the way till I get to the end. This is that small piece that I had ended with. Here is the ruffle. It's a little small. I'm gonna put it on the top part of the wreath frame so that way it will probably just be hidden by the bow or the sign probably, and it will just blend in better. If that ever happens for you, I would just put it on the top. I'm gonna go ahead and add all 18 on here, and then we'll get started on making our bow next. Here is the mesh added all onto the wreath, and right here is where that small piece was, the one that was shorted. So as you can see, it really does not affect it too much, and then especially once everything's on the wreath, you're really not going to tell. We're going to go ahead and get started on working on our bow next. The first ribbon that we're using for our bow is this 2.5-inch ribbon. The next ribbon is also a 2.5. The next 4 ribbons are 1.5 inches. This one is green with black spider webs on it. This one's really nice. The webbing actually feels kind of like velvety, very soft. This one is mixed. This one has the fuzzy edge on the side, just like the black one did. And the last ribbon is this 3-colored glitter. This one's pretty nice. It doesn't have that usual tons of glitter falling off, maybe a teeny tiny bit here and there, but this one, if you like the look of glitter but don't like the glitter mess, they do have options that don't have too much glitter spillage. We're gonna go ahead and get started making our bow. I'm gonna start with the 2.5. This orange ribbon's also really nice, just like I was saying about the 1.5 with the glitter. This one does have a little bit of glitter coming off, but this one really doesn't have as much as usual. So for this ribbon, for the ribbon tail, I'm gonna just do a 7-inch tail and then pinch it where I want it. I'm gonna use my Easy Bow Maker, and when I put the ribbon in, I'm gonna twist it so you can see the back side of the ribbon and the front side of the ribbon are twisted. Push it down. Usually I cut my ribbon tails shorter when they're on the wreath, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do short ribbon tails on this wreath, so I'm not gonna bother making them longer on here. For this loop, I'm going to do 5.5 inches, and I'm gonna just pinch it right there in the middle. Again, put it in there between the dowels, and then you're gonna twist it again. So you can see you have the nice side of the ribbon here, and then the back side on here. That will get you prepped and ready for the next side for the ribbon. And then go ahead and do the same on the other side. 5.5 inches. Pinch it. And then I'm also going to be alternating the direction of the ribbon. So I'll have a loop here, a tail here, And then I'll do the opposite on the other side. I'll put my loop here and then my tail over here. I'm just gonna cut my ribbon. And there's the first one. This is the next ribbon I'm using, the second 2.5 ribbon. For this one, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, except for the loop size. Instead of being 5.5, I'm gonna go down to 5 inches. Here's the next ribbon. It's the 1.5. For this ribbon, I'm going to do 4.5 inch loops. The next ribbon is the 1.5 green with spider webs. For this one, I'm also going to be doing 4.5 inch loops. The next ribbon in our bow is the 1.5. This one will have 4 inch loops. The last ribbon in our bow is the 1.5, and for this one, I'm going to be doing 3.5 inch loops. Here's the bow. I've gone ahead and dovetailed all my edges. Here you can see it is just a little V cut in them. Next, we're going to go ahead and attach our bow and our sign onto our wreath. Now that we've attached our sign and our bow to our wreath, I'm going to go ahead and get started on making our ribbon tails. I'm going to be using these two together, a 2.5 and a 1.5, and then I also am going to be using this 2.5 with this 1.5 together. I've gone ahead and added all of my ribbon tails. I ended up cutting 12 of them, 6 of each pair. This is what the wreath looks like with the ribbon tails, the sign, and the bow. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the embellishments onto the wreath. So for embellishments today, I'm going to be using these purple floral. And then I'm also going to be using this tubing, purple and lime green. And then I'm also going to be using this pumpkin pick. I've gone ahead and pre-decided where I'm going to lay out my embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and glue those in. Here's the wreath completed on the door. Thanks so much for watching today. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. I will have new content, new tutorials every Friday. Thanks so much.